Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, featuring today a 1 vs 1 on Ruins of Rouen. Yes, indeed, Ruins of Rouen. And do not worry, there shall be a 2 vs 2 tomorrow, doing the double episode I plan to do there to sort of celebrate the 2,300 subscribers I received some time ago. So, of course, do not worry, there shall be a 2 vs 2 tomorrow. Today, though, a 1 vs 1 in the Ruins of Rouen. Hooray! Not c'est moi, not Langre. And who shall be fighting when in the southern corner? We shall be seeing Unkind fighting for the Americans, fighting for the 11th Infantry Division, currently being attacked by Commentatornoggano and the 21st Panzer Division, retaking a small French-German industrial town at the front line somewhere in the Lorraine-Alsace region. The 21st Panzer Division, one of those few Panzer divisions on the Western Front which had not been pulled back completely back for refitting and such, and was one of the few tracks to sort of hold things back, in particular in that rather more lonely sector of Lorraine-Alsace, which was otherwise only had a Panzer Grenadier Division of the 17th SS and a few Panzer Brigades and otherwise Volksgrenadiers. We are seeing a Volksgrenadier squad out, in fact, for Commentatornoggano, leading the way. Pioneers sort of sweeping out to the other side, and a free engineer start from Unkind, the more aggressive one, but not so aggressive that he's going to be fully neglecting any riflemen. It's sort of the medium aggressive American build. Well, largely, but not, hyper aggressive. Although again, lots of riflemen is also a bit aggressive, but that's a different sort of aggressive. So many kinds of aggressive. Engineers are pushing away the Pioneers. Grease guns versus MP40s. Also again, look forward to next week. It should be Gamescom somewhere. Is it Leipzig or is it Cologne? I'm sort of can't remember if they actually wanted to move it. That's sort of the bit that's confusing me a bit. But nonetheless, we might probably get some new on there on Comedy Heroes 2. At least there might have been something there. So let's hope and wait for next week to provide us with some goodies. Engineers getting hunted down now by Volksgrenadiers supporting the Pioneers. Other Volksgrenadiers, so 2 Volksgrenadiers start out from Commentatornoggano, rifle arriving, pushing up there in the west, supporting their own engineers against the Pioneers of Nogano. Volksgrenadiers holding up here. Will they be pushing onwards for the fatherland, for glory, for the Reich? Looks like it. In the meanwhile, small engagement here. Volksgrenadiers getting pushed back. Not really looking good. Pioneers are rushing in to try and support them, but the Volksgrenadiers are a bit in a bind. And now the Pioneers are getting selected down, which could buy the Volksgrenadiers more time. And there we go. Rifle taking losses, but the Pioneers need to retreat. Rückzugmänner. Stellungswechseln. And there we go. Full retreat from the Volksgrenadiers of Commentatornoggano without losing a single man. Yet he actually managed to kill quite a few Americans. So that little engagement, while he did lose the sort of territory, he did manage to actually cause some manpower damage. Volksgrenadiers pushing up here in the center, but there are additional riflemen nearby. MG42 moving up. Schweres MG 42. Engineer squad went down. Another small victory for Nogano and the 21st Panzer Division. Volksgrenadiers taking heavy losses and are taking up position in this rather ruined structure, which in fact does force the American commander back. Although clearly not really a suited infantry building. With an MG though, it might do better. In the meanwhile, we are seeing troops pushing up here. Volksgrenadiers pulling up here. Down to half health, but still 5 man able to do some damage. Rifleman going down. MG42 fighting somewhere. Holding off another rifleman squad, but they are getting flanked by engineers. Will the MG hold out? Will the support gunners be able to? Volksgrenadiers pushing in to support another MG42 out. Mines going off, killing several Volksgrenadiers, one Volksgrenadier I think actually. Engineers and riflemen taking heavy losses. The support gunner actually doing the job nicely. Second MG42 opening up, tearing through the riflemen of the 11th. Carnage and blood everywhere. Pioneers coming under fire. Another engineer squad lost for Unkind. He's Commentatornoggano is definitely being unkind to Unkind's engineers.
Losing ground out there.
And meanwhile, we're also seeing a bit of engagement over there, at least harassment, taking resources, denying fuel, denying munitions. Although at the same time, Commentatornoggano's infantry forces have certainly taken a thrashing themselves and are going to need to be rebuilt before being pushed out. But again, it does have the advantage, as so does Unkind's. And Unkind only took a much greater beating.
Krauts have cut forward supply lines.
But he is holding the majority of the victory point, so that's already giving us a small advantage, going for the fuel point of Noggano and the 21st Panzer Division. Moving up then, no additional structures up. We are now seeing a clickback, so never mind. It looks like a 4th Rifleman squad on the way. Engineers equipped with a flamethrower, but already Unkind has suffered greatly, valiantly, and heroically. Meanwhile, Noggano seems to be focusing on the east, taking up position there. Volkskraniers working together, that's good. Volkskraniers are more of a unit that sort of works better with other units. More of a synergy unit, although still they are frontline infantry. Oh, mine goes off. Unkind could be losing his last engineer squad. No, he survives, the lucky bastard. Yeah, these pioneers might not.
Enemy unit.
And there we go, Pioneer Squad dead, bit the dust. Going off to join the quiet invisible Kampfkraft Center at the same time, going up for Noggano just as the Kriegbarrack finishes. MG42 slightly exposed position, no cover, and the enemy can essentially flank him if he's not careful. So not really the best position. There we go, in fact he is getting flanked. Again, not really the most recommendable position. Now we are seeing Volkskraniers rushing in as much as Volkskraniers now can. No MP40 upgrades for them. MD42 taking up position in this small structure, the KLR. And the Rifle now taking up position where they can't really do anything. There we go. Oh dear, taking heavy damage. Clearly not the best structure. They are surrounded. Oh dear, Noggano will be losing his MG42. Volkskraniers and BARs at the same time. Oh, the timing. Noggano is certainly a bit upset, although I'm not entirely sure why. Riflemen charging in, though they should be careful. Even in no cover, they can still lose quite nicely. 2 Volkskraniers. And there we go, 1 Rifleman squad already pushed back. But oh, another flank by Riflemen, sending the Volkskraniers completely scurrying back. Veterancy is on the way, but Noggano again has been bloodied. He's now lost an MG42. He's down to 1 Pioneer squad himself. While Unkind, of course, has only 1 engineer squad still, he has the advantage now with several riflemen, with BARs increasing offensive and defensive firepower, since, of course, it is essentially an LMG, but an LMG that can fire on the move. Meaning they can do quite well on the attack and in the defense, of course, plus suppressive fire can be used quite nicely to defend, suppress defenders and attackers. So again, greatly increases their firepower.
We hold the initiative. At this rate, we'll be taking Berlin by Christmas.
Another MG42 out by the looks of it. Rifleman pushing up. Flame for engineers moving in as well. No grenadiers, although some might be on the way. And of course, he doesn't have to rush towards anti-tank assets now, since of course his opponent has gone for BARs, but still looking a bit nasty. And we are seeing Unkind being unkindly pushed back. The Volkskraniers are in fact doing alright again, thanks to the magic of heavy cover. Again, you know, absorbing bullets and all the likes. The difference essentially being between heavy and something like light cover is light cover only makes it a bit harder to hit your troops. Heavy cover makes it harder, plus actually gives your troops a sort of bonus when it comes to actually decreasing damage taken. Oh dear, Riflemen, they were doing quite a bit of nasty work here from behind a small car. MG42 and Volkskraniers setting up. Unkind's Riflemen are pulling back, having done the little damage they want to. And there we go, the first Grenadiers, the more veteran Panzer Grenadiers of the 21st Panzer Division. And of course, I know the game says Grenadiers, but you know, we use our imagination. The actual difference between Grenadiers and Panzer Grenadiers in the game, in the actual war, was that generally, though no, of course not always, Panzer Grenadiers tended to be, you know, selected from a better, you know, category of troops, because the Wehrmacht actually sort of categorize the divisions and the troops after what, you know, they actually could expect from them. And of course the best would go to the best divisions that of course would then do the most, and that included stuff like Panzer Divisions, SS, Panzer Divisions Elite, Panzer Divisions such. Then I imagine there might have been some Panzer Divisions, of course, that also got the best, but you know, after that it sort of went down. Grenadier Divisions got also alright, but you know, they not always get the best. And then of course came the more static divisions, and the Volksgrenadier Divisions sort of work like that. Equipment wise, Panzer Grenadier Divisions also had the advantage in they usually have more automatic firepower, whereas a Grenadier squad will only have 1 LMG, 42. Panzer Grenadier squads would have 2 LMG-42s, thus meaning they can actually sort of operate more as 2 smaller MG teams, leapfrogging and all that. So quite a bit of fun there. And Riflemen are flanking the MG-42. Volksgunners doing that they can, but they need some Grenadier support or perhaps some MP-40s. Riflemen and Engineers suppressed. And it's in fact time to have a look at him. He has gone defensive. Auster defensive. And For the Fatherland goes up, extolling the virtues of holding the line and ignoring Yankee inferior bullets. But clearly not the poor Heinz there, and one squad is already retreating. Might they make it out of there, even with For the Fatherland? Not. No, indeed. Volksguard squad, we are seeing additional Grenadiers. We are seeing grenades against the Riflemen. Taking losses, another Volksguard running. More Grenadiers arriving. Riflemen. Ooh, they could be losing some men right there. No, they are actually allowed to get out. Engineers rushing away. Quite the little scene of carnage right here. Riflemen trying to take the fuel point, while the other Riflemen are trying to cover them, but they are taking heavy losses. The Grenadiers clearly too much in heavy cover. Oh, but the Grenadiers definitely are not out of it yet. Rifleman squad now also retreating, some pretty severe losses for both sides. Veteran T2 on the way for the infantry, though that's definitely going to help the Grenadiers. The Volksgrenadiers not quite as much, though they still will get some minor bonuses. Looks like though Unkind and the 11th are being pushed back. We are seeing a weapon support center going up. Veteran T2 ready. Volksgrenadiers fully reinforced. And Grenadiers working to take as much territory, and there we go, retreating. Quite the bloody fight so far. And Unkind Riflemen are sneaking towards the east. Push towards the center. East barely held though, and of course is right for the picking for Unkind's Riflemen. Trying to lay down mines, but clearly not the right time. MD-40 sitting up to perhaps block the Americans. We are seeing a Pack 38, of course, at this stage, perhaps expecting that armor might actually come around, which is not a bad assumption. In this case, we are seeing a weapon support, and of course, poor friend Nogano does not know that. Volksguard and MG-42 stopping the Rifleman right there, and another nice push up the center, but getting stopped. Oh, both clumped up right in front of the MG. Although Flamethrower team could do the trick if the Volksguard and other Pioneers don't stop them. For the Fatherland up, and these Engineers need to get out of there quite desperately. MG heavily damaged, but it is still standing. Oh, strafing run! But still, one gunner is left holding it, but more Riflemen pushing in. One squad occupying the other MG, so it can't turn about, but now we are seeing a nice push up the center. MG squad might be lost. And the rest of the Riflemen are no longer suppressed, although some of them are not quite happy, having taken heavy losses, quite a bit of wounding. Rifleman squad stopped there, now the MG-42 turns about, and we are seeing Unkind's Riflemen desperately trying to get out of there before it roars, cutting down a few more in the name of the Fatherland. Quite the scene of carnage. Though we are seeing snipers arriving, and looks like he might be going for the 2-sniper move to sort of really tear through those Grenadier squads pretty quickly. Bring things up, and there we go, sniper fire getting a Grenadier. All a bit quiet. MG-42 at the other end. Riflemen moving up with all their BARs. They did have an LMG of their own, the Browning 30 caliber, but I imagine Relic suspected they might not want to end up making the Americans and Germans too alike in some ways. Plus with the BR, I suppose they figured they had enough. Engineers still getting heavily gunned down there. And of course now the snipers are adding to the fire. 2 snipers up in fact. Grenadiers, MGs, Pioneers, Volksguard taking heavy losses. And we are seeing a bike moving in, interestingly enough. Of course he has seen this first sniper, of course he has reacted, but the bike is not doing too well. Riflemen were too close. quickly ending the bike. Quite tragic. Grenadiers are getting sniped, taking heavy losses. Snipers really doing the best. And a strafing run, getting one Grenadier squad on the retreat. Oh dear. That was definitely an unkind move by Unkind. Troops reinforcing. A sniper of Noggano's on the way. Definitely quite the bloody fight already. Both sides are really getting sort of ground down, and either side would definitely benefit from a medic bunker or medic station in this kind of fight, since there are so many wounded to pick up. And a mine goes off right there, pinning and wounding several riflemen. Troops getting reinforced, and let's just speed this up a wee bit. And there we go, mine goes off, killing 4 riflemen, leaving only 2 behind. Definitely a nice cost right there. Push towards the west. Sniper probably ensuring he's not firing away at anyone, unless of course there's an American sniper in sight. He wants that Yankee bastard mounted up over his mantelpiece. Preferably both.
Attention. The enemy advances.
More focused towards the east while Noggano's in the west. Not unusual. Either side perhaps not quite feeling ready for a confrontation. Sort of avoiding each other a bit. Commentator Noggano probably trying to establish a blocking position so Unkind can't advance too far. But he's not going to directly engage him either, I think, right now with those snipers. Yet Unkind is not... Looks like though we might be getting an engagement. Nonetheless, Sturm Army though on the way comes in Noggano, the Panzer Division releasing some armored assets. And by this stage of the war, it was not exactly uncommon to actually see assault guns in the Panzer battalions. It has been seen. Oh dear, one sniper down, but so the biker rifle moving in, and looks like the sniper could get the German sniper. Will it happen? No. Oh, the riflemen get him on the retreat. Quite unfortunate. Riflemen are running away. But the Sturmgeschütz, of course, did find itself used for many roles as the war went on. Panzerjäger, besides, of course, its regular role as Stuk, which did actually also involve knocking out tanks for infantry, but also later on it actually did find itself in Panzer battalion, sort of as an Ersatzpanzer. So in that sense, it was quite a versatile vehicle, despite, you know, lacking a turret. And of course, there's the misconception by some that it was actually a tank destroyer. It wasn't quite, in particular the Germans were not really keen on just units being tank destroyers. They were more interested in assault guns, since they preferred more flexible vehicles that actually sort of fulfill more several roles at the same time, and that was rather what an assault gun could do. They knew that one vehicle which could only do one thing, like say only knock out tanks, was a bit of a one-trick pony, and that did not really fit them. One example, of course, was the Elephant, and that rather got a bit of a rough reception by the Wehrmacht. In particular, Guderian, for example, wasn't quite keen on it. Another pusher here in the center, though, by the Americans. Tank depot up. Looks like Unkind is back in the fight and gearing up. Oh! Registered artillery, mortar fire rains in. Armored car arrives as well. Opening out on some of the riflemen, and there's absolutely no anti-tank currently amongst Unkind's troops. Riflemen moving up, flanking the MG42. MG42 trying to stop them though. Headed veteran to one, though it might have a better chance, but there we go, stopping them. Several riflemen go down, and the rest are heavily wounded, but apparently not enough. Armored car moves up, MG heavy losses, riflemen retreating. Another engagement in the east, and Pioneers going down. Noggano has no more Pioneers, how tragic. Meanwhile, we are seeing a tank destroyer on the way, although a Sherman would also be a good move at this stage. Could deal with the armored cars, but could also quite nicely deal with the Volksgrenadiers and the Grenadiers, you know, the infantry. Doesn't always have to be tank destroyers, and tragically, we do see some American players who just focus solely on tank destroyers, despite the fact that Shermans can, do quite nicely against infantry and, some armor. And of course, in conjunction with tank destroyers, they can actually be a nice combination, because the Sherman can then sort of absorb enemy fire while the tank destroyers deals out the damage.
We're down to 300 points. Germans are seizing territory from us.
21st Panzer Division moving about a bit, anti-tank guns moving up. Several armored cars on the field. And no supplied upgrades. Might be an idea for Unkind to fix. A few riflemen hiding over here behind a container. Some salt. Possibly continuing Bratwurst. There we go. Being forced away by an armored car. Veterans 1 already. Giving them a 25% damage decrease. Pack opening up on the tank destroyer, doing a bit of nice damage. Stug 4 ready. That should also help a bit, in particular with some veterancy. And anti-tank gun exposed. Under heavy attack, we are seeing additional snipers out again for Unkind. MG42 supporting, and we are seeing the Stug arriving. Armor car moving in. More registered artillery. Riflemen taking heavy damage, heavy losses. Unkind might want to consider getting some anti-tank guns, perhaps airdropping them, or just getting another tank destroyer, but he needs to do something about those armored cars and the Stugs. Tank destroyer moving. Misses though, misses the armored car.
Win this war by standing around.
Sticky bombs.
Our supply lines are being threatened.
Tank destroyer though heavily damaged. Could end up being a play of the Sturmgeschütz.
You're losing a fuel point.
Will that be the case? Yes, indeed. Tank destroyer out of control. Small victory for the 21st Panzer Division. Slowing down a bit now. Speeding things up. Sticky bombs.
The Huns are taking our territory.
And here Sherman would be nice to sort of dig out those troops in the building. Armored car moving up. The tank destroyer being sort of one of the first tank destroyers the Americans had. They did have the one that was essentially just an anti-tank gun mounted on a half-track. That was essentially really their first one when the Greyhound was designed. And I think they had a Jeep sort of with a tiny anti-tank gun mounted on the back. But, I mean, the sort of first proper with, a bit of more thought into it was the Wolverine. Snipers opening up on the MG. Quite nasty engagement here. Stug taking heavy damage. MG here in trouble. MG and squad in fact down, and there we go. Sturmgeschütz kaputt. Being behind only 2 armor cars. We are seeing the anti-tank gun moving up, but it might not be enough. In fact, the tank destroyer is not moving any further up.
Resource drop is now available.
Tank ready. Move, move.
And we did see an anti-tank gun airdrop in, but it's not quite done the trick.
Looks like we fight today.
Later on, of course, came the M18 Hellcat, and later the much bigger M36 Jackson, or I can't remember the other name for it right now. That was certainly also one variant of it, which was essentially just a much bigger gun mounted on a Sherman chassis, although it wasn't really. It had a sort of curious armoring bit, because, I mean, the sort of frontal armor right up here was made heavier, but the bit down here was actually much, much heavier. I have no idea why. Essentially, it wasn't really that much thickly armored. Of course, it still had the sort of open top right there, so it has its disadvantages, but it had the same gun as the Pershing.
AT ready.
Stu coming under fire, pulling back. German infantry hiding in the center alongside a few armored cars. Bit of quiet again, and now we are hearing the howling of the Nebelwerfer. Doing some light damage, but nothing severe. Oh, there's anti-tank. I need to be careful. It could easily be the victim of armored cars swooping in and sorting it out. But Unkind is currently a bit pressured, although he is laying down mines. That's good. He might even be trying to lay up for an assault through the center. Got quite a bit of munitions also stocked up. And units, oh, moved a bit too far. Oh, strafing run. Got a few of them retreating, leaving behind no infantry screen. That should open up for a more serious assault.
This is cavalry. About time. Rifles, here.
But apparently that has yet to sort of appear. Instead, everyone's just sort of taking it casually. Come on, man, move up. Oh, nasty loss right there. Stug managed quite the good shot. Second Stug arrives. More assault guns. Rifleman taking a thrashing to the armored cars. And there we go. Anti-tank opening up on the armored car. Nebelwerfer firing. 30 caliber taking out position here in the house. Clearing the flank. And there we go. Stug coming under fire. Nebelwerfer's doing what they can, doing some damage to the anti-tank gun. Needs to get out of there. Oh, it's moving into the fire. Oh dear, the crew's barely alive. Horrific. And then the armored car might even sort that out. Where's the support? Nowhere. There's no one to really help.
Weapon crew lost.
And so the anti-tank gun was lost, and these riflemen... Oh, Unkind is playing very close, very, very close. And now tank destroyers are rushing in, but they are coming under fire from the anti-tank guns, and one is already out of control. Strafing run. Doesn't really manage much. That was a bit of a disappointment, I suppose. Might flank though, and we are seeing Stug still moving in. Two of them, anti-tank gun recruit. And not firing as the assault guns pass by. Instead, it's just sort of waiting to get Nebelwerfed. Stug versus one Wolverine. Main gun destroyed. Certainly looking a bit dire. And there we go, another tank destroyer down, though both Sturmgeschütz are pretty dinged up. At the same time, though, a lot of troops being reinforced, and again, supply and upgrade would be nice, I think, for Mr. Unkind. An additional tank destroyer coming out. He does seem to have fallen into a bit of a rut. Not quite any sort of variations to his tactics or strategy anymore. Nogano pushing up again. And we are seeing veterancy on the way for the assault guns. That's great. Veterancy 2 for them actually confers a health bonus, which actually makes them tougher, plus gives them a machine gun on the top, which is definitely also help ready. So the artillery stopping here. Any allied advance on the western flank. Tank destroyer moving up. Anti-tank gun has not been recruited by either side. That could definitely help either side if they were to bother with that.
We are losing ground.
Points being taken. Bit of firing going on. MG42 coming under heavy attack. We are seeing armored cars and anti-tank guns moving up to sort of shore up that line. Oh dear, these riflemen are taking an absolute pounding. And just so they could... Oh, I don't think that was worth it. Unkind. Just lost a rifleman squad just to lob off one sticky bomb. .30 caliber stopping a German attack there as Volkskriegs and Grenadiers move in on the train depot. And then we go, grenade getting locked, but will it be enough? Volkskriegs is now the target instead. Taking, oh my goodness, heavy losses as the .30 caliber water-cooled Browning rakes through them. And of course, that is apparently one of the things we can look forward to in coming years too as well. You know, more accurate weapons. Sounds they've been out and for many weapons as possible now, you know, actually recorded them at sort of different ranges and all that. And again, the MG42 sounds absolutely amazing. And that's going to be just pure pleasure to hear that fire. Armor cars moving up. Rifleman again taking heavy loss, but we're seeing tank destroyer again moving up. Unkind loving his tank destroyers, although I think he might also want to give the Sherman a bit of love, since that gun could prove to be a bit of aid against the armor cars and the Stugs as well. And perhaps also, you know, a lot less likely to just go up in a few shots. Points being secured, and now looks like Nogano is suffering himself a bit, but he still does possess quite the force. Stugs moving up. Flamethrowers for some reason try to do something, but they're not quite made for it. And the assault guns are on the hunt. The prowl, and there's nothing to support them. Anti-tank gun still has not been recruited. Rather than here taking an absolute pasting from the armored car. Veteran T2 on the way. Snipers hiding here. Not really a lot of infantry anymore for them to catch. Damaged engine on the Sturmgeschütz. Additional tank destroyer arrives. The other one has managed to hide in the woods. Wondering if it's German those squirrels are talking. And if they are indeed squirrels at all. Another armored car, another sticky bomb. Nogano does seem to be a bit reckless, but so does Unkind. He does it so closely. But there we go. Oh my goodness, immobilized right in front of a tank destroyer, Wolverine. And there we go, absolutely lost. Oh, in return, a rocket barrage. Absolutely shattering the rifleman troops, getting sniped. Armored tank destroyer got wrecked. We are seeing airborne dropping in now, and right in front of a pack that could be used by the Americans against the Hun, against the Krauts. There we go. Kraut gun secured. And shall soon be rechristened the Kraut gun by the Americans to be used against Krauts. And Stug could be in problems. Another Stug moving up right in front of the anti-tank gun. Other one right in front and could be sticky bombed. Oh dear. It's an absolute disaster for the 21st Panzer Division. Nebelwerfer fire knocks out the anti-tank gun. Other tanks are in a poor condition. Stug damaged, armored car damaged. This one could still be used though. Absolute carnage. East reasonably still held by the... No, that's rifleman now, I think. Well, that could still be a .30 caliber, you know, but still. Armored car moving up. Airborne might want to be careful still. Veterans free. Well, we call this rifles, I mean. Oh dear, tank just out of control. Stug, though, could go out. And we are seeing veterans free on the way for the armored cars. It's a bit rare you actually see it, but it does mean they actually get a damage bonus, which also, you know, applies to the Puma gun, if, you know, Nogano was so interested. 30 caliber still proving to be a nuisance in the east. Airborne holding out against the armored car, but it is pulling back. Volkskriegs and MG42 moving in to take out the assault instead. Of course, there are snipers. Oh, recoilless rifleman man is a good shot, and we are seeing a reconnaissance move by Unkind. And what is this? A bombing run. Armored car almost done. MG gone. Oh, they have one of the airborne. Oh, armored car down. Veterans free down. A nice bombing run by the Supporting forces of the 11th Infantry Division, 101st Screaming Eagles. No, that's the 82nd actually, never mind. No, that's... Oh, I can't remember at the moment, my apologies. Sometimes there's so much to remember that you sort of can't remember what is what. I'm sure some kind soul will point out what is what in the comments. And he actually destroyed the MG42 on purpose. That's quite interesting to see, but I suppose better than the Germans having it back. Grenadiers charging right at the airborne, and note airborne have something similar to elite armor. Similar, the only difference is, while elite armor confers sort of a protection against being, generally being hit, makes it harder to hit. Airborne only get that when they move, but they still have the damage reduction bonus. But that's it about it. And getting suppressed by the MG42 still. It's surrounded by airborne with recoilless rifle. More rifle moving up. Stuk could be in trouble. It needs veterancy 3 if it really wants to survive. And Pioneers moving up. We are seeing 2 repair bunkers. A medic bunker would have been nice. But Noggano is now really bleeding out on units. He's down to 1 infantry unit, 1 Pioneer squad, 2 Nebelwerfers, 2 armor cars, and a Stuk. He's really taking some losses. And Unkind is slowly gaining ground again. Although I think if he'd gotten airborne further earlier, he might have done better. But now he's airborne. Oh dear, dropping even. 1 recoilless rifle could be a problem. Unless, of course, some riflemen could secure it. And he's still not bothered with a supply yard. Tisk, tisk. Still, the 11th Infantry Division is making gains once more. Grenadiers moving up right in front of the 30 caliber. Will the 30 caliber be able to take up in time? There we go, Grenadiers getting suppressed. I mean, no veterancy 2 infantry like Grenadiers get suppressed quicker. Full scale does have a slight bonus against it, but still quite nasty. Oh, but the 30 caliber gets cleared out. Usually you try to sort of perhaps, add some barbed wire to help when it comes to 30 calibers. Still, that was close to ending badly for the Grenadiers, I think. Heavy Nebelwerfer fire. Looks like he is going for the anti-tank gun. Oh no. Armor cars moving up. Could get sticky bomb. Could get sticky bomb. They're too close. Yes, indeed. 2 sticky bombs. Airborne need to be careful. Riflemen also need to be careful, although they do have the light cover to create a bit of protection. More armor cars moving up. Tank destroyers on the way. Sticky bomb. Rifle. Oh, getting out of there. Armor car down, veterancy 1 for both riflemen now. Very, very bloody, horrific fighting. Grenadier squad on the way. Tank destroyer ready. Not a lot to stop it though. Though the Stuk is now Kampfklar once more.
Puma, here.
Grenadiers getting sniped. Again, that veterancy 2 snipers really is an ass. Though he needs to control his trigger finger now that there's an armor car right next to him. 1 wrong shot and he's going to get absolutely sent into hell, full of very, very big bullet holes. But quite the fight, quite the violent fight, quite a bit of back and forth. Both sides really getting hammered. Yet they still managed to sort of come back, and I mean, Commentatornoggano is, in the level 16 range, and do believe Unkind is as well. Though I suspect he is a smurf from another. And 2 tank destroyers ready. No anti-tank and only 1 assault gun.
Victory point under siege. The Germans
There we go, armor car, and he's not bothered still with 1 Puma upgrade, which could be at least a bit of help. Armored car down.
We have territory cut off from supply.
And the tank destroyers continue their lonely prowl as they try to hunt down more German armor. And looks like, ooh, Noggano is building down a bunker to protect his victory points. No Panzer X either, that could also be of help, I think. 1 Stuk. And we are seeing a bombing run. Again, another bombing run. Oh, this time though it doesn't quite do much. Damages the bunker a bit. Oh dear, bunker and Pioneer went down. Oh, he could cease to recall his rifle. Take it, grab it, yes. Stuke in trouble. No additional assault guns are nearby, and if the rifleman with the college rifle move up. Oh, main gun down. And there we go. Noggano is getting crippled. The 21st Panzer Division is in severe trouble. Grenadiers holding out versus the rifleman airborne also moving in. This tank destroyer needs repairs, but there's no engineers to effectuate the repairs. The Tragic still on supplied upgrades, I think. No, come on, Unkind. Airborne might try to clear out the bunkers, they might not, but Noggano has managed to secure 2 victory points for however that long lasts. Another Stuke arrives on the field. Tank destroyers need to get back for repairs now. ASAP. Quite frankly. Airborne moving to do what they can, but the other one still has no functional gun. What are you doing, Unkind? You're going to lose it. And lose it you did. That was nonsensical. Just get them out of there. You've already done a lot of damage now. Don't go waste it all by losing it. And he did. Oh dear, Unkind. That was a bit of a mistake. Securing most of the victory points again, but it is getting very close. Both sides are very low on units.
Losing a victory point. We are losing a victory point.
Another armored car, another tank destroyer. Although I think he might also have lost a Nebelwerfer. Can see that destroyed still. Not helping at all, that's for sure. And veteran 3 sniper. Now he can of course run while cloaked. Tank destroyer needs to pull out.
Won't win this war by standing around.
And he needs some engineers to repair, perhaps also lay down some mines. Getting awfully close in the victory point department. The rifle moving up here, have to be careful. The armored cars still prowl the battlefields of Rouen. Oh! He really tried with that strafing run, but he absolutely whiffed that one. I think he is getting a bit desperate, and it shows in how he's using his abilities now. Another anti-tank and resecured. Stuke moving up. Riflemen need to get out of that, need to get out of that, please. Get out of there. Sticky bomb, but they do need to retreat. Immobilized. Anti-tank and firing on the bunkers, not on the vehicles that need to be knocked out. One is armored car already in trouble. And a BAR left behind. Another barrage from the Nebelwerfer. And the anti-tank gun, of course, gets caught on the move and is immediately sorted out.
I have everything but a target.
It looks like the 11th Infantry Division are steadily losing ground. And Sanity, another strafing run. To try and sort of slow down the enemy start of his countdown. He's probably now just banking on a victory point. Victory. I mean, Nogano is down to 23 points. If he can sort of keep them down, he could win the game. Oh, he tried to get the grenades. He did it, but he lost the sniper at the same time. Not sure that was worth the trade-off. Rifleman and Airborne trying to fight out. Not doing too well, getting absolutely smashed by assault guns and tank destroyer. I mean, armored cars. Another tank destroyer is moving in though. Sticky bombs, we call this rifle fights. Oh, carnage. And he just lost 2 rifleman squads on the retreat. 2 rifle squads, whatever. Not really good.
Objective secure. Operation report. We are losing a sector. Supply lines are broken. We have territory cut off from supply.
Anti-tank gun firing heroically, but not getting knee reversed. 19 victory points left, but looks like Nogano might now hold the upper edge to hold them. After Unkind so suddenly lost 2 rifleman squads. Not sure he can come back from that in particular again, since he probably would have done much better early on with some supply and upgrades. Or perhaps even a medic station.
We're losing ground out there.
Oh! Rocket barrage knocking out his tank destroyer and his anti-tank gun, leaving behind only 1 squad of riflemen. And the tank destroyer on the way, but I think I can pretty much safely say this is game over. The Americans fought hard, they fought valiantly, just wasn't enough, since they didn't fight smartly in the long run. And now he gets a supply upgrade. Now he gets it. Oh, come on.
We're down to 25 points.
I'd say that's a bit late. Now Fraps acting up. Great. Right, let's just in fact say this is the end. I mean, Fraps is acting up and we're pretty much at the end, so there we go. Game over, a complete loss to Unkind. I mean, he fought bravely, he fought hard, they were pretty damn close, but in the end, Unkind simply wasn't quite prepared for the long run. He was simply slowly ground down. He did not get any supply upgrades. That tends to be can get pretty terrible, probably cost him a lot of manpower and a lot of veterancy. But I mean, he also had no medic station. I'd rather it was, the manpower losses because he kept, trying to sticky bomb while out in the open. He lost so much infantry to trying to sticky bomb armored cars. I mean, he rather got a bit reckless, in particular as the sort of countdown got closer and closer. And he probably should have done with some armor anti-tank guns or airborne middle quality rifles earlier. And I think also Sherman or 2 would have helped him. Sadly, he was doing right, but he made some slip-ups here and there. I mean, it was also pretty close with Nogano, who could also have done with a medic bunker himself, but I mean the veterancy for the armor cars and the assault guns rather saw him through, I think, to a larger extent. And of course a bit more proper combined arms approach, with artillery, with infantry, with armor, and something that can deal with a bit of this and that. So there you go. Do hope you enjoyed. If you did, why not subscribe, tell your friends, and if you didn't, well, why not send in a replay of your own. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.